Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna be checking very quickly Spinel again. We're gonna check her limited set, but we're gonna check it on VR. There's a particular thing that I want to check about her, and it says the weapon, the weapon. After using Boulder Quake, the speed of the next crystal shard burst used within 10 seconds increased by 60%, which is gonna be useful, but the main thing that we want to see, and damage increases by 20%, the main thing that we want to see is this one. After using crystal shard burst, the critical chance of Boulder Quake increases by 70%. This should be a guaranteed critical hit on BR. So yeah, I forgot before I was testing this that Taimanin has extra critical chance reduction when she has the code on. So we're gonna analyze it when she's not using the code. But this should give me a guaranteed critical only on Boulder Quake. I was using, let me show you. I'm gonna use the classic formation that I use, the classic team, which focuses on debuffing the enemy and making Taimanin slow so that I can deal damage with another character. So, classic Murasaki, max out 3 out of 5 plus 14, 5 out of 5 plus 14, anti-human, no effect because this is for PvP. Then we have Tentacle Anchor, Senpu, and Tentacle Mine. These two to reduce speed, this one to recover HP, and this also reduces the defense. For supporters, I have Minasaki to increase damage and heal the party, Hisui to reduce damage, and Ichika to reduce damage taken and increase damage dealt, because I'm going to debuff the enemy with poison. Then, of course, I have Emily Simons, level 81, 5 out of 5 plus 13, 5 out of 5 plus 14, wind, anti-human, Magatamas, which are going to increase my speed and my damage with ranged attacks, which in turn is going to increase my buffs, because these activate on combo. And this, I'm using Homing Bullet just to deal damage, and I'm using, which one? Ground Shocker to reduce the speed of the enemy, and Drone Shocker to also reduce the speed of the enemy. And then I'm going to use Tokiko. This I could use on the sub slot, but since I'm using some range attacks, I'm getting the advantage of this passive. Well, the important thing is the speed reduction every 10 seconds for 3 seconds. It's a 30% speed reduction. It could be 40%. God, it's strong. So yeah, and it's going to increase the normal attacks of Emily, the damage of the normal attacks. I'm also using Susune because I'm going to be inflicting the slow with everything. So obviously I'm going to increase the damage with Susune. I'm also using Celestial Fox Sora to increase my damage, but also remove the buffs that every now and then Taimanin casts on herself. And I'm using, of course, Spinel. Why Spinel? Because we want to test the new supporter and weapon. So obviously I'm going to use Rose Garnet, and this is going to allow me to crit super hard. I'm using melee Magatamas because since I'm using a debuffer, debuffers on my team, I don't need Magatamas that debuff. And besides, I don't have human Magatamas that debuff. Now that I think about it, let's see. Then I'm gonna be using Boulder Quake and Crystal Shard, obviously, along with Explosive Rampage, no doubt about it. Speed increase, explosive damage and speed increase, and critical rate increase for Boulder Quake. That's the only reason why I use this one, even though I don't like it. Obviously, I'm going to use the supporter since I have Emily, I'm going to increase my speed dramatically thanks to her buff. I'm also going to use Heavy Cost buff. I'm also going to use Suruga. Suruga I could change. I was using previously her. I think I'm gonna change her because I didn't pay attention and I thought I wasn't critting and I needed more chance. But I forgot about the code thing. So it was the code. So I'm gonna change it for Akane so that we can test that. Yeah, so it is pretty simple. And of course, New Year Heaviko is going to poison the enemy, and it's going to give me the buff status, which is going to synergize with Spinel. So yeah, let's see how good this is. I already know, and it's usable. I will put it like that. It's usable. Like, you just overwhelm the enemy with your speed and strength. It is not so strong that she melts the enemy, but she's hitting too fast. So I'm going to use this, and I hit a little bit, and I use this one then, and I continue, and I didn't crit with my skill. It was just a second, but I didn't crit because of the code. Now we're gonna see it one more time. Like this. Also, alternate your attacks. You don't want to use them super quickly, one after another, because you want to keep those both. You see, like 3 million damage, was it? Yeah. Fast. Even though I don't have that much control on this, because she got she released herself from the what's the name? The slow. I was able to beat her before she dealt damage, so it is nice, pretty nice. Unfortunately, you don't want to. I mean, you can, and there's other options. You could go with abusing Witchu along with Oboro. That's another option. But I don't trust the AI with Oboro's skills. I mean, you can use Flash Step. Flash Step and Mind Control are probably the best ones for her. Because Hypnosis Seal and Shadowless Strike, in this case, require you to evade. If you're not going to use Oboro yourself, I would recommend Flash Step along with Bloodstorm and Witchu on the main. And something else that deals melee attacks. Maybe even the basic enhancer. Or yeah, the basic enhancer. No, it doesn't increase the speed. That's a shame. And this one increases speed. No, this. You want to use Blue. I don't see the name. I think it's Bloom Carnage. So use Flash Step, Bloodstorm, and this along with a Witchu. That way you can keep the enemy in place. And you would want another melee attacker with Witchu, another fast melee attacker. For example, Lina. Lina would be an excellent option because of this weapon. If you have the weapon, she could go with Storm along with Cherry Blossom. Whatever skill you want on the other one. And you put even this one, Late Bloomer. You can put Storm, Late Bloomer, Cherry Blossom. And then you just put again Witchu on the main, just so that she keeps the mind control on active all the time, so that Spinel deals damage. So I haven't worked on that build that much. Maybe I'll show a video in the future, but let's do just another run just to see how it goes. And I'm gonna go to 54 instead of 51, I think. So yeah, I mean it's pretty simple. Um, but an important aspect of this is that you want to give a little bit of time in between your combo, so that you don't run out of the buff before you can use the skills. Yeah. Yeah, look, that was guaranteed crit without the code. It is really, really good that she has this on BR. She's able to crit on BR. Besides the it is just like Micah's. That skill gives extra damage on critical damage. So it is, in my opinion, a great addition, the weapon. But it is, I don't like that it forces you to use a really bad skill. It is now usable. It doesn't feel as bad as before. But the problem is that green is not giving you anything. If it gave a buff like blue or a strong debuff like red, I would be very happy with this. But it is not. What can Gremory do? Because Gremory is definitely not going to increase the speed of the base skill, since they already released the weapon. So the only thing that they could do to fix this, like in general, is to change this effect so that it gives a buff, preferably a buff. A debuff is also fine, but a buff would be better. And that they increase the size of the rock in general for all the skill, for any effect. So that would be a nice buff for this skill. Maybe they could add healing here. No, that would be busted. That would be busted. I mean, she needs healing, but healing in this one? No, I don't think so. So, what do you think about the build? It is, I mean, it is the same that I showed you before. I just changed it to Akane. And that also increases a lot the damage that I deal, because it gives me 50% more critical damage. And remember, Boulder Quake here, critical damage increased by 250%. So yeah, the weapon is really nice to guarantee that crit and that you shred the enemy. It is really good, even though it forces you to use a non-appealing skill in the form of Crystal Shard Burst. So yeah, it is usable. It is just like Micah. It is another character that now can guarantee their crits on BR. Micah was already doing that with just with just 30 critical rate on incendiary round, and she's getting 70, so she is going to crit no matter what. It is amazing. She's only going to crit with one skill, yes, but that's why I'm using Akane, because Akane is going to give you a generic buff. And since you're going to abuse that skill, you're gonna be using a lot that 50% critical damage increase on that specific skill. So yeah, it is fine, or at least those are my thoughts about this weapon. The supporter, on the other hand, it is particularly good on buffing strategies on BR, because you have more options on BR. If you're doing solo content, you just saw how weak it is. It really, you really need to force yourself to do a build that buffs the character. But here on BR, it is more viable. I could have gone, well, not here, not with this one, but maybe on machines I could have used Hair along with Shizuru. I would have gone with Tanky Shizuru using Major, Galilim, Major, and also Susune. And by using the weapon, I could also buff myself with a Spinel. But I don't think I would want the Spinel for the VR on machines. The going melee on machines wouldn't be ideal. But maybe I could use Shizuru on Demon. No, but I also would need Felicia because Spinel doesn't have. This is rough, guys. I mean, the easiest one to do is Mass Taimanin, because building a team for Spinel requires a lot. For Demon, you're gonna need Felicia because she doesn't have HP recovery, and for what's the name, for Machine, you don't want to use Felicia, not Felicia, Spinel. You don't want to use Spinel there because of the knockback. So yeah, maybe you could use Spinel along with Oboro, and Oboro can use more evade skills like, let's see, where is Oboro? Here she is. On machines, because of the multiple amount of enemies, it's easy to use Hypnosis Seal, Shadowless Strike, and Flash Step to just keep the enemy in place, and then you can use Spinel. Well, I'm gonna be testing this with each boss to see what kind of combinations we can do. Maybe tomorrow I will also upload a video with Oboro, as I said. I'll see if I can make that work. And, well, that's gonna be it for all for today. Comment what do you think about this weapon? Do you like it? Do you not? Do you think the support is better if we are adding other characters into the mix, like on VR? Or if it's just trash? So, I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!